Imagine this: if a pilot sets an airplane just 1 degree off course, after flying across the country, that plane could end up hundreds of miles away from its destination. One single, tiny adjustment repeated over time completely changes the final outcome. Now think about your life. What if the same rule applied to your habits? What if just 1% better every day could completely transform who you are a year from now? Spoiler alert, it can. And it will. The power of small habits. We've been taught to believe that success comes from massive action, giant leaps, overnight change, radical discipline. But the truth? Success is built quietly, in the shadows of daily choices so small, you almost forget they exist. Habits. Tiny, invisible habits. Science proves this. If you improve by just 1% every single day, by the end of the year, you are not 365% better, you are 37 times better. That's the power of compounding. Small wins, multiplied over time, create massive transformation. Data and real-life examples. Think about money. Put $10 aside every day. Doesn't sound like much. But in a year, that's over $3,600. Add interest, and suddenly your tiny daily deposit becomes wealth. Think about health. Skip 1 sugary soda per day. That's 365 fewer cans in a year, saving nearly 40,000 calories, the equivalent of losing over 10 pounds, without ever stepping in a gym. Think about learning. Read just 1 page every night. In a year, you'll finish more than 12 books. That's 12 new worlds, 12 mentors, 12 entire lifetimes of knowledge added to yours. Small habits, big changes. Why small habits work, the psychology. Our brains love easy wins. Big goals scare us. That's why New Year's resolutions fail. People try to change everything overnight, and within weeks, they quit. But small habits slip under the radar. 5 push-ups. Easy. Writing 1 line in a journal. No pressure. Drinking 1 extra glass of water. Simple. But here's the secret. Once you start, momentum builds. Dopamine rewards you for finishing, and suddenly, your brain craves progress. Tiny steps don't just add up. They multiply. Famous examples. The British cycling team was once a disaster. For 100 years, they never won a Tour de France. Then their coach, Dave Brailsford, introduced the philosophy of marginal gains, improving everything by just 1%. Better pillows for sleep. Slightly lighter tires. Cleaner hand washing for fewer colds. The result? Within 5 years, they dominated the world. They won 66 Olympic gold medals and 5 Tour de France titles. Not because of one giant breakthrough, but because of hundreds of tiny habits. Contrast example, 2 different lives. Picture 2 friends. One decides to eat 1 cookie every night before bed. The other decides to walk for 10 minutes after dinner. 1 year later, the difference might not be huge. But 5 years later, one is overweight, low on energy, and frustrated. The other is fit, sharp, and confident. Same starting point. Different small choices. Drastically different destinies. That's the power of habits. They are votes you cast every day for the person you wish to become. Practical applications, what you can do today. So how do you start? Forget about massive change. Focus on small wins. Want to get fit? Start with just 5 push-ups. Want to write a book? Write 1 sentence a day. Want to meditate? Begin with 2 minutes of silence. Want to be smarter? Read a single page. Want to save money? Skip 1 coffee and put that cash aside. Small doesn't mean weak. Small means sustainable. Build up, a year from now. Fast forward 365 days. Imagine looking back and realizing you are stronger, wiser, wealthier, calmer, not because of one huge breakthrough, but because you trusted in the power of tiny steps. Your habits are either your greatest enemy or your strongest ally. They are steering your life, whether you notice or not. The question is, are they steering you where you want to go? Closing call to action. Here's my challenge for you. Pick 1 habit. Just 1. Start today. Keep it so small it feels almost silly. But do it every single day. Because in a year, you'll either be exactly where you are now, or you'll be 37 times better. The difference is tiny daily choices. Never underestimate the power of small habits. Because small is big. Slow is fast. And tiny steps can lead to massive transformations.